As I mentioned before, I was kind of sneaking off into another room and playing with this idea for Barbara 2.0. I just felt like it's we know that the Maitlands are capable of singing a heartfelt, warm ballad. Would they kind of begin the show as those people? They're home, they're lovely, nice, sort of homesy folk. And there was nothing surprising about a ballad being sung at this point in the show. But I was like, they need to transform. They need to become new people. The rules don't exist anymore. They're dead. So don't they get to decide who they're going to be? And if they can decide who they're going to be, and to be honest, I took my cue from Kerry Butler's acting in Act One when she sings, what is it? Ready, Set, Reprise. And she's like, let's haunt this bitch. I was like, yeah, I want to see that Barbara. I want to see that Barbara take over. And I want to see this kind of new passion and energy that they have, that they're risk takers, that they're going to jump in and they're going to do it. And so while I was secretly tinkering with this song, I remember pulling Chris Kukul into the room and going, I got this idea. And he liked the song, thank Christ. But he also said, I think that we should answer the question of Ready, Set, Not Yet and have Ready, Set, Let's Go in there somewhere. And I was like, that is such a great idea. So I wrote that into it. That's mad props to Chris Kukul. That was his idea. This song originally, before I shared it, it was sort of 4.5 minutes long, but I managed to kind of cut it down and make it more concise. But it's one of those ones that, to be honest, just sort of poured out really quickly. I hate my stuff. This stuff reminds me of who I was. This clutter and junk, and we're stuck up here with this kind of like shrine to our own failures and our inability to begin anything. Let's jettison everything. We're dead. We're new. Let's start again. Who are we going to be? And I wanted that energy to be into the song so that we could, really launch off that into the seance, into the netherworld and onwards. So there was a bit of a sneaky process trying to sell this one in because everyone was like, oh, we're doing What's Left. That's the song. And I had to kind of one by one sort of convince, obviously played it for Alex Timbers, the director, and he really liked it. And he helped hatch a sort of a plan to try and get everyone on board. So we had to pitch it to the writers, to Scott and Anthony. They liked it. The next big hurdle was pitching it to Mark Kaufman, our executive producer. And we were at the Winter Garden Theatre, and we dragged him up into the kind of upper mezzanine lobby and played him the song. And, I was really worried how Mark would react because, Mark is so passionate about the music that if things changed, it took him a little while to kind of live with the changes. So I thought, if I'm going to take this ballad out and replace it with this song, it's got to be a slam dunk. And he cried. Hopefully Mark doesn't mind me saying, like, in a good way. He got really emotional, and I was like, that's the feeling, I mean, that idea of it being, fast, but having this kind of like wonderful, surprising energy about it. Then the next person we had to convince was Kerry Butler. In tech, if you ever say to an actor on stage, hey, can I talk to you for a minute? They're always like, no, because they know you want to cut something. So we said, Kerry, can we talk to you for a minute? And she's like, oh my God. And I was like, she knows we're going to cut something. And so I said to her, we want to cut What's Left and replace it with this song. And she heard it, and out of all the people to hear it, Kerry Butler was the least convinced. Because, she was acting her pants off with this beautiful ballad, and then all of a sudden there's this like fast-paced song. And she's already, it's like she's in tech, she's getting ready to do the show. No one wants an entire song taken and replaced. So she had to learn it, and all the way through learning it, and she's very open. I'm going to say this. She was like, I don't really get it, and I don't like it as much, but I will go with what you guys want to do, and I will work on it. Thank goodness for that. And she was amazing because the very end note that she sings on the Broadway cast recording is this G that she nailed 8 shows a week, every week on Broadway. I was like, is it going to be, can you go up, do you reckon she'd go, I'll just go up to the G at the end, which she did. And I was like 2 feet away from her, and it nearly broke my brain. It was that good. So yes, the other thing about this song is I wanted to put a musical. I very rarely put musical breaks in songs. I don't know, but this one felt like it just needed a moment for them to kind of connect with each other, and I really wanted to put the sort of the chorus theme into just the instruments. And originally, the blocking of it was that Kerry Butler and Rob McClure, who play Barbara and Adam, they kind of embraced and they hugged. And I don't know about you guys, but I really don't like watching people kiss on stage, just like, or in movies or on TV. I'm just like, cut away. I don't know why, but I'm always like, ugh, gross. So it was weird of me, but I remember in tech turning to Alex and going, this hug is not enough. They need to like pash. Do you have that word in America? Like kiss, a big passionate kiss, and Alex was like, oh, all right, and put it to the guys, and they were like, yeah, sure. And that was such a cool thing because they're so sort of anodyne and antiseptic and not very sexual in the beginning. The idea of Adam just grabbing Barbara and just like kissing her passionately, I was like, this is new. This is a transformation. This is great. So that's how the kiss ended up in there. And some nights it got an applause. So there you go. Sometimes putting a kiss on stage is good, but generally, no, not into it. So this is the original demo for Barbara 2.0.